If you're anything like me and you see a weather forecast like this, your heart sinks a little bit. It's one of the worst weather conditions for cycling in. But today I'm going to give you 5 tips for cycling in the wind to hopefully get you out on your bike on those days and still have fun. Check the weather forecast. Probably the most important thing you can do if you're going to cycle on a windy day. You need to know about the weather you're going out in. How windy is it? Maybe it's going to be less windy in the afternoon. You can plan your day around that. And it will also tell you the wind direction. All these things are important for planning your ride. Now there's various ways to find out what the weather's going to be. You can use apps. I'm yet to find one that I'm really happy with. Obviously check online. Good, let's look out the window, but it's not necessarily going to tell you what the weather's going to be later. Very important, do try and get the best forecast you can. I tend to check a number of weather sources, apps and online. Try and get a real feel for what the weather's going to do today. For example, the BBC says it might rain while I'm out today. None of the other websites I looked at said it would, so I've taken a chance. I haven't got a rain jacket. Let's see if I regret that. Plan your route. You now know what the weather's going to be like when you're out and you know the wind direction, so plan your route accordingly. My advice would be avoid really exposed areas like seafronts and on top of hills, and look at the parts of the ride when you're going to have a headwind. Do you want a really strong headwind as you go up a really big climb? Perhaps you can do your route in a direction where you have a tailwind on the climb. Now for my route today, I've decided to come out on my gravel bike. I'm avoiding the top of the South Downs because I know it's going to be really windy. I'm avoiding the seafront as well. So I'm actually cycling to Lewes. I'm taking in as many cycle lanes as I can and some very quiet roads. So I'm still going to get a ride in, but I'm not going to be exposing myself too much to the heavy wind today. And don't beat yourself up about how far you go. Riding in strong winds, it is difficult. So any ride you can do is really positive. So maybe plan a smaller ride, because trust me, you go out for a short ride, you'll feel so much better than if you don't go out at all. And remember, if you plan a route that goes through a lot of woods, the wind almost disappears. You're so well protected. Like here, I've got a lot of trees around me and I'm not feeling hardly any wind at all. Wear tighter clothing. So think about the clothing you're going to wear when you're out in the wind. Baggier jackets are going to catch the wind a lot. They're almost going to act like a sail. And over a longish ride, it can kind of wear you down a little bit. I know they're not the most flattering. Try and wear stuff that's more skin tight, which I know a lot of cycling gear is, but we don't always want to wear it. Now today, I have not brought my waterproof jacket. It is quite baggy. There is a chance of rain. I'm fingers crossed I don't get caught in any rain. So as you can see today, I've gone for a windshield, don't know what you call it, quite tight. I've got bib shorts on, lycra. I'm not wearing my baggy shorts today. I'm not wearing my baggy jacket. It's a small thing, but on a windy day, it does help. Ride with friends. Doesn't matter what the weather is, wind, rain, snow, sun, riding with friends is always more fun. Now I'm doing the next best thing today. I'm not actually riding with anybody, but I am meeting Jason for a coffee in Lewes. He's out on his e-mountain bike and I'm on my gravel bike, and I'm trying to avoid the downs, and I'm not sure he's so bothered about it. But we are going to meet up for a coffee and a chat, and I'll see if I can get his tips for riding in the wind. So I'm with Jason, a very experienced cyclist, and he's now going to impart his knowledge and wisdom about his tips for riding in the wind.
So what you do is you don't do what Patrick did. Forget proper gloves, forget a jacket, forget something to put on your legs, because today's horrible.
Yeah.
And you need all of that, and he's forgotten all of it.
So what you're saying is you plan?
You plan ahead, basically. We live in the UK, it's November, it's going to rain at some point. Even if the forecast says it's not going to rain, it's going to rain.
So we're cycling back to Brighton on the north side of the South Downs to give us a bit of a protection from the weather, but it's still pretty harsh, and it looks like there's some proper rain around as well. So headwind, When cycling into headwind, it's not easy, there's no two ways about it. There are certain things you can do to make it a bit better for yourself. Get your body down low, try and make yourself as most aerodynamic as you can. If on a gravel bike and drop bars, put your hand on the drops, get low as you can and arch your back. It will help. And also don't think about KOMs or breaking records, because cycling into the wind is always going to be difficult. Just keep going, don't stop, keep moving, plough through that difficult time of a headwind. And here's a bonus tip for you. Don't be light like me. Be a big guy, a big heavy guy like Jason. You will get buffeted around a lot less. I really do get blown all over the place when it's windy. That's probably one of the reasons I really don't like it. It's a pro tip. Be big. Well, I hope you found some of those tips useful. I think the best bit of advice I can give is just do go out. The weather today's been pretty atrocious, but the fact that I've got out at all, I feel really good. Met out with some friends, had a coffee, got wet, got muddy, but done some exercise. Because in the winter it's hard to keep it going, isn't it? And I'm not a big fan of a turbo trainer. Please put your windy cycling tips in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.